My stock and shares, buy, hold, sell management with Microsoft Access database, presented by Mantim Lee, November 2017. My name is Mantim Lee. I am 66 years old, living in Singapore. I am a retired engineer, experienced in electromechanical repair and maintenance of steam sterilization equipment in hospitals. I wish to share with the knowledge seekers that I made a database for my stock and shares, buy, hold, sell management with Microsoft Access, a software program in Microsoft Office 365, as per photograph. I achieved a dividend rate at 7.6% and capital gain at 27% this year, 2017. My strategy for stock and shares, buy, hold, sell management were developed after I studied these books. Strategic Dividend Investor, author Daniel Paris. Trade the Trader, author Queen Tetro. 平民股神教你不死本投技术，苏松平著。神奇543，选股法，不懂线图照样赚。谢神燕著。I learned these things. Dividend is the single determining factor for me to measure the value of my stock and shares. Trading stock in capital gain at 3 or 4 times, multiple times of the dividend. Choose a dividend strategy suitable to my personality and practice it. Keep a journal of my trading so I can look back on how my decision worked for me. Capital conservation is as important as buying cheap. When the share price falls below my purchased price, I lose. Stock and share operation is to align my stock prices daily and decide on how I react, buy, hold, or sell it. Average dividend is calculated from the last 5 years dividend history of the stock in my portfolio. Ex-date price 2 days before the dividend closing date. The opening market price would minus the dividend to reflect reduced asset. A high dividend yield at 10% stock. It could have a bad drop in price. Take long time to rise back after my closing date. Value of my stock. Yield. Yield is defined as dividend per price. Yield percent is compared to bank interest rate. I buy a stock which has announced, confirmed, paying dividend $0.02 within 2 months. The price today is 21 cents. Then the yield is dividend per price. Yield equal to 0.02 divided by 0.21 equal to 0.095 equal to 9.5%. This yield percent is compared to bank interest rate at 1.2%. My motivation for stock buying investment would be to get that dividend at 8 times that of the bank interest. Velocity PE. Velocity PE is velocity price per earning. PE is defined as the price per earning. After I bought a stock, its dividend is my earning. Velocity PE is my measure for value of my stock. A stock today price 0.21 and its dividend this year at 0.02, then the velocity PE is price per dividend. Velocity PE equal to 0.21 divided by 0.02 equal to 10.5 years. It shall take 10 years of unchanged dividend to double my capital, to pay for itself. Mathematically, velocity PE and yield are reciprocal to each other. Velocity PE equal to 1 over yield. As calculated in previous example, yield equal to 9.5% equal to 0.095. Velocity PE equal to 1 over 0.095 equal to 10.5 years. I am more sensitive to think in terms of 10 years to double my capital for dividend earning. Because of the long wait, dividend can change the next year, and plenty of time for the stock price to fall below my purchase price leads to capital return at loss. Velocity PE is my measure for the value of my stock. There is dividend, the stock has value. Buy, hold, sell. Buy. I set my objective as velocity PE below 10 years is a good to buy. This means the stock will have announced confirmed dividend yield at 1 over 10 equal to 0.1 equal to 10% for this year. Hold. I set velocity PE from 11 years to 20 years as hold. This means as the price goes up, its yield would fall to 1 over 11 equal to 0.09 equal to 9%, and 1 over 20 equal to 0.05 equal to 5%. I hold the stock and not to buy. If the price goes up, it goes to price equal to velocity PE times dividend equal to 11 times 0.02 equal to $0.22, and price equal to 20 times 0.02 equal to $0.4. By the time the velocity goes to 20 years, the price would have gone from 0.22 22 cents to $0.4, that is 0.4 divided by 0.22 equal to 1.81 times more expensive. Sell. I set velocity PE from 21 years onward. The price would have gone to price equal to 21 times 0.02 equal to 0.42. From 0.22 to $0.22 is 0.42 divided by 0.22 equal to 1.9 times. This is almost double the price that I bought. It is time to sell it. With the above concept of velocity PE, buy, hold, sell, I built a database using the Microsoft Access program from the Microsoft Office 365 package. First, I opened the software on my laptop computer, mouse click on New, then click on Blank Database and name it as Stock and Shares 2017. Stock code. It is an alphanumeric call number, a short name to represent a stock, available selling in the stock exchange. To store my stock data into my computer laptop, I defined stock code company into the Microsoft Access. View is a data entry as table. Design view is to define the data format. With a mouse click on view is to switch to table. Then I start typing in the stock code company. Other data options are market size, entry date, dividend. In this presentation, the code number is same as used in the Hong Kong Stock Market Exchange. NW. I use capital letters NW as new price for short. It's easy to spot out to look among data. On daily basis, I checked my stock price on the internet. I enter the changes in stock prices NW. The stock price of today, this can be obtained on the internet. I download a program, Microsoft Money, from the Windows 10 store. After a few steps of setup, open the software, click on plus, search quotes 00114, 00328, etc. It shall display my watch list, indicating new prices NW. The prices shall change by the minute during the weekdays. I copy down the price each that I need and enter into as NW into my Microsoft Access, my database. Periodically, say one time in the morning, one time in the afternoon to update. Dividend months. As a dividend strategy, it is important to note the dividend announcing months. With it, I can check for stocks to buy and spread my dividend income around the different months of the year. The dividend months are 6 months apart. Interim, final. When interim is announced in November this year, then the final will be data from the June last year to be confirmed with the company's financial report. Dividend paid for the same year. Dividend data. The dividend data can be obtained from the internet, HKEX News, by advanced search. Headline category, select Financial Statements /ESG information. Write down the dividend announced from each report and calculate the average dividend from the last 5 years. Stock dividend. For this data sheet, a table, I have entered stock code, average dividend, interim special, final special, new dividend, new average dividend. For short, I put new as NW, average as AVG, interim special as ISPC, final as FNL, final special as FSPC, dividend as DIVD. Average dividend equal to 5 years average dividend, that is, from year 2011 to year 2016. New dividend equal to interim plus ISPC plus FNL plus FSPC. New average dividend equal to 5 times average dividend plus new dividend divided by 6. Stock dividend calculation. New dividend is the present annual dividend. It is calculated in the Microsoft Access table with data type calculated. In order to set up this calculation, I need to enter some data into the stock dividend table first. And then click Design View. Insert a new field called NW Dividend. Change the data type to Calculated. The expression builder shall pop out. Mouse click on the interim shall insert interim into the expansion. Click Operators and double-click on the plus sign, etc. to come up with NW dividend equal to interim plus ISPC plus final plus FSPC. When finished, click button OK on the expression builder shall close the builder. Click View shall switch back to the table to data entry. The new dividend shall be calculated automatically by the software. New average dividend. In the file Stock Dividend, repeat to insert a new field called NW Average Dividend. Change the data type to Calculated. Click the Menu button, Builder. Continue with keyboard, type in open bracket, type in 5, type in star as multiply. Mouse double-click NW dividend, type in plus, double-click average dividend, close bracket, divide /6 shall calculate NW average dividend equal to 5 times average dividend plus new dividend divided by 6. The squared bracket is generated by the software to indicate it is a matrix calculation on the whole column of data. When one of my stock announced its final dividend, 0.04 per share in July, for example, I copy down the old value of the new average dividend, 0.081, enter the old value into average dividend to override its old average dividend value. Then enter the new value of the final 0.04. Click Enter. The software shall update the new average dividend. Recursive average. Notice my equation for new average dividend equal to 5 times average dividend plus new dividend divided by 6. It is always times 5 to average dividend plus new dividend. The sum divided by 6 to get the new average. The initial old average value, dividend value, was pre-calculated. It carried all the history of the previous 5 years' dividend. 5 times average dividend plus new dividend divided by 6 shall give the new average dividend. Subsequent update of each average dividend is done by manual. Copy each old value of new average dividend shall carry the new history to the new data, average dividend. After copying to average dividend, press enter. Then update the interim or final enter as necessary. This shall update the computation twice a year. It also speeds up the convergence of average. This is the recursive form of the average. The average of a set of n dividends is defined as average xn equal to 1 over bracket x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus dot dot plus xn equal to 1 over n sigma xn for n equal to 1 to n. The average of a set of n plus 1 dividends is defined as average xn plus 1 equal to 1 over n plus 1 bracket x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus dot dot plus xn plus 1 close bracket equal to 1 over bracket sigma xn plus xn plus 1 close bracket. For n equal to 1 to n plus 1. Multiply n and divide it by n to the summation. Average xn plus 1 equal to 1 over n plus 1 bracket n over n sigma xn plus 1 close bracket equal to 1 over xn plus n average xn plus xn plus 1. This equation, average xn plus 1 equal to 1 over n plus 1 n times average xn plus xn plus 1 is a recursive average. It carries the information of the old average dividend, average xn, and the new dividend xn plus 1. The squared bracket is in this equation means average, expectation, matrix, or column of data. Accumulated average. The average dividend of a stock is a new dividend equal to interim plus ISPC plus final plus FSPC. ISPC is the interim special dividend, if any. FSPC is F final special dividend. The annual dividend changes according to the company's financial, interim annual reports that I can find read from the internet, HKX News. To adapt my dividend strategy, I collected dividend data for each company and take the dividend average at 5 years, data from year 2011 to year 2016. Average of x5 equal to 1 over 5 times x1 plus x2 plus ... x5. By setting n equal to 5 into the average recursive average, I have x6 average equal to 1 over 5 plus 1 bracket 5 times x5 average plus x6. Average x5 is the accumulated average for the last 5 years. Xx is 6 is the new dividend of this year. This equation, average xx 6 equal to 1 over 6 times 5 times average x5 plus x6, puts more emphasis on the previous 5 years due to 5 times of the average x5. X6 is additional information for this year, without emphasis. In the computer format, this equation becomes new average dividend equal to 1/6 of 5 times average dividend plus new dividend. As we are familiar with common average for two numbers, average x2 equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2. By setting n equal to 1 in the recursive average, we have x2 equal to 1 over 1 plus 1, x average 1 plus x2 is the same equation as the common average, where 1 plus 1 is 2. Average x1 is x1 itself because it has only one term, x1. In the computer software, to change the n in the average every year could be my daunting task. In the expression builder programming mode, so I fix n equal to 5 and only update the average dividend recursively by inserting the copy of O, new dividend as new average dividend. Enter the new values of interim, ISPC, final, FSPC shall update new average dividend, etc. After these are announced, confirmed in the financial reports, interim or final. In the year 2016, stock code 328, there was new dividend equal to 0.36. In the year 2017, it had new dividend equal to 0.08. O average was 0.146. The common average would have been year 2016, 0.146 plus 0.36 divided by 2 equal to 0.253. Year 2017 equal to 0.53253 plus 0.8 divided by 2 equal to 0.167. This illustrated that the common average in the year 2016, 0.253, could be too optimistic. By setting the recursive average, the updated average are year 2016, 5 times 0.146 plus 0.36 divided by 6 equal to 0.182. Year 2017, 5 times 0.182 plus 0.08 divided by 6 equal to 0.165. The recursive average experiences a smaller change from 0.182 to 0.165. Convergence of average. In the mathematical analysis of the recursive average, average xn plus 1 equal to 1 over n plus 1 times n average xn plus xn plus 1. As more years of dividend data accumulates, n will be much larger than 1. Then n plus 1 approach to n. The fraction n over n plus 1 will approach to n divided by n equal to 1. And when n approaches to infinity, the expression xn plus 1 divided by n will approach 0. Therefore, the xn average 1 average will approach to average of xn. This is called the convergence of average. That is, recursive average xn plus 1 converges into common average xn. This mathematical convergence property, I use it for my stock and shares to find my stock to buy, hold, and sell management. Setting n equal to 5 provides a measure window of 5 years. As I insert the copy of a new average dividend to replace the old average dividend, the measurement of 5 years shifted by 1 year. It carries the previous average forward. New dividend year. The calculation of velocity price per dividend, velocity PE, NW price divided by dividend. It is done in the Microsoft Access software by the query function. The difference between a table and a query is that query cannot enter data. Query is the kind of like a filter. It screens out the data I want to present. A query is done by merging two tables together. I need the new price table, NW, and another table, NW dividend. Then I need to use expression builder in the Access design menu to build the equation. Velocity PE equal to new divided by new dividend. New dividend is per year. Velocity PE is year. Query new average dividend, new dividend. Before I calculate velocity PE, I need to screen out the data for the new price NW, new average dividend, and new dividend. The query is created by mouse click toggle to create menu. Move the mouse to highlight the table, new price, which I created for the entry of NW, new price today. according to the stock code. Mouse click on menu query wizard. Then mouse highlight on simple query wizard. Click OK. Query NW. On the Simple Query Wizard tab, select the field Code. Then press arrow shall move the field code into the selected field window. Query New Dividend, New Average Dividend. On the same tab, select another file, Stock Code, to highlight on Company to get the company name. Then select another file, Stock Dividend. Then click select the rest of the fields, NW Dividend, New Average Dividend with the arrow button. Click to transfer. Continue change the table to Stock Dividend. Highlight New Dividend. Click arrow. Transfer to select field. Highlight New Average Dividend. Click Next. Click Next again. Click Finish. After the fields are transferred, click Next. After I click Next, I click to change the default name, New Price Query, into my preferred new file name as Stock New Dividend, New Average Dividend. Then click Finish. Open the query file, Stock New Dividend, New Average Dividend. After the click Finish, the query file shall display to see the data. We have code, company, NW, NW Dividend, NW Average Dividend. The data were typed in originally from these tables. Stock Dividend for code, Stock Code for company, New Price for NW, Stock Dividend for New Dividend and New Average Dividend. Close query NW, NW Dividend, NW Average Dividend. Right-click on the File tab, select Close and release the mouse shall close the file. So far, we have NW, NW Dividend, NW Average Dividend. I introduce another calculation for measuring of how expensive it is a stock new price NW compared to an ideal entry price based on its new dividend NW dividend and at a yield of 9% equal to 0.09. Then we have velocity PE equal to 1 over 0.09 equal to 11.1 year. It is somewhat expensive for me. Then my ideal price for this year is velocity PE times new dividend equal to 9 times new dividend. Therefore, expensive ratio equal to new price divided by ideal price equal to new price divided by 9 new dividend. Ideally, if I can buy a stock at its ideal price, NW equal to 9 times NW dividend, then expensive ratio equal to 9 times NW dividend divided by 9 new dividend equal to 1, equal to 100%. In practice, I found that in the stock market, new price is higher than the ideal price. Expensive ratio is greater than 100. So I modify this ratio by -1, then define expensiveness equal to NW divided by 9 NW dividend minus 1. 0% is exactly ideal price. 25% is 1.25 times ideal price. -% is cheaper than ideal price. Expensiveness. Yield equal to 8.8%, then velocity PE equal to 1 over 0.088 equal to 11.36 year. Yield equal to 8%, velocity PE equal to 1 over 0.08 equal to 12.5 year. Yield equal to 7%, velocity PE equal to 1 over 0.07 equal to 14.3 year. Yield equal to 5%, velocity PE equal to 1 over 0.05 equal to 20 year. NW price equal to velocity PE times new dividend. Expensiveness equal to velocity PE divided by 9 minus 1. Expensiveness equal to 11.36 NW dividend divided by 9 times NW dividend minus 1 equal to 11.36 divided by 9 minus 1 equal to 0.262 or 26.2%. If I set expensiveness to be 25%, then velocity PE divided by 9 minus 1 equal to 25. This gives velocity PE equal to 11.25. This will work back as yield equal to 1 over 11.25 equal to 0.8888 equal to 8.9%. This suggests my buy point to be below expensiveness equal to 25%. Velocity PE equal to 11.25 and yield equal to 8.9%. The whole point to be up to velocity PE equal to 18, yield equal to 5.5%. Expensiveness equal to 18 divided by 9 minus 1 equal to 1 equal to 100%. The sell point to be velocity PE greater than 18 years, that is, velocity PE equal to 19 years. Yield equal to 1 over 19 equal to 0.082526 equal to 5.26%. Expensiveness 19 divided by 9 minus 1 equal to 1.15 equal to 110 and 11%. Summary. The expensiveness gives a buy late, sell early indication for buy wholesale. The NW average dividend year gives 5 years average, a conservative indication for buy wholesale. The new dividend year gives a present realistic indication for buy wholesale. Both a new dividend year and new average dividend year, the buy points are below 10 years. The hold point is 11 to 20 years. The sell point is 21 years to 100 years. Expensiveness buy point is 0 to 25%. The hold point is 26 to 100%. Sell point is 101 to 111%. Query new 9%. Now highlight on the query file. Double-click shall open the stock new dividend, new average dividend, and click on the View into Design. Right-click a new field, select Build. This price 9% is to prepare for calculation of expensiveness. 9% price is ideal price, a sort of buy-in late, expensive for me. In the expression builder, double-click New Dividend. Type in divided by 0.09. Backspace on double arrow expression. Click OK. Note the horizontal lines between files link the stock code together. The expression price 9% : shall give a label to the query table as price %. The correct expression in the expression builder is price 9% : new dividend divided by 0.09. New query file. Stock new dividend, new average dividend. The display hashtags means there are too many digits overflow. I need to change the format into currency with $ and decimal points 3. Change decimals. On the property sheet, I change format into currency and decimal 3. Create new query. Stock new dividend, new average dividend. Click on double arrow, transfers all the fields over. Click Next and Finish. Type in a new file name as stock new dividend year, new average dividend year. Create new query shall transfer all the formula and equations of calculation for the new average dividend and price 9% under their field names. Switch to design. After the new file created, switch to design by click Home, click Design. Shall turn the new file stock new dividend year, new average dividend year, expensiveness into design view. Modify query to calculate new dividend year, new average dividend year, and expensiveness. Right-click on the field name, NW Dividend. Select Build shall replace the new dividend with an expression. Here I created this new query to calculate their velocity PE in year instead of their dividends. Switch to Build. This step is to replace the formula for new dividend with its velocity PE, that is, new dividend year. Change a new dividend into new dividend year. Edit the expression into new dividend year colon, new divided by new dividend to replace the column new dividend, as I already have this data in the previous file. Change format. Continue change data format into fixed decimal 0. Edit new dividend into new dividend year. Continue edit the expression into new average year, colon, new divided by new average dividend. Also, after OK, come back, click on Format to fix decimal places to 0. Edit price 9% into expensiveness. Edit the field price 9% into expression. Expensiveness, colon, open bracket, new divided by price 9%, close bracket, -1. Change format into percent, decimal places to 0. Stock new dividend year, new average dividend year, expensiveness. After edit format to percent, decimal places 0, I have this file view. The next step is to compare the year and percent with my summary to determine the buy, hold, sell. New dividend year, buy, hold, sell. With this calculated data of new dividend year, which are the velocity PE based on the stock's new price, I established the states buy, hold, sell by copying down the code and write down its states on a piece of paper, ready for data entry. The states are by comparison with my summary. For example, code 114, new dividend year equal to 14, state is equal to hold. New dividend year state. This is the design view of the data view of the table created in the file name new dividend year state. The state data is entered in the table according to my summary. Code 114, new dividend year is 14, greater than 10, so state is equal to hold. Code 738, new dividend year is 9, is lower than 10, the state is equal to buy. Code 1161, new dividend year 25 is greater than 20, state is equal to sell. I entered 9 numbers of a stock here as per my portfolio. New average dividend year state. This is the design view and data view of the table created in the file name new average dividend year state. The state data is entered in the table according to my summary. Code 2028, new average dividend year 7 is less than 10, so the state is equal to buy. Code 328, new average dividend year 11 is greater than 10, therefore state equal to hold. Code 738, new average dividend year 29 is greater than 20, state equal to sell, etc. Here I entered 14 numbers of stock code, only the least numbers, 9 numbers per my portfolio will be displayed. New dividend expensive state. This is the design view and data view of the table created in the file name new dividend expensive state. The state data is entered in the table according to my summary. Code 328, new dividend expensive, 64% is greater than 25%, state equal to hold. Code 2028, new dividend expensive, 112% is greater than 100%, state equal to sell. Code 738, new dividend expensive, minus 21% is less than 25%, state equal to buy. Negative percent, new is cheaper than ideal price. Here I enter 15 numbers of stocks. Code only the least number, 9 numbers per my portfolio will be displayed. Query state combination. After I obtain the data for its states and entered into the 3 files, new dividend year state, new average dividend state, and new dividend expensive percent. The next step is to combine the state files, view into one query, so I can see their states simultaneously in one display. Here again, I open the file by double-click on the file icon of the query's file names, stock new, new dividend year, new average dividend year, expensiveness. Design view, stock new, new dividend year, new average dividend year, expensiveness. The next step is to insert the states next to each of the columns. New dividend year, new average dividend year, and expensiveness percent. Add tables to the query. This is done by click on the menu button, Show Table, then highlight on New Dividend Year State. Click Add. The file table icon will show up in this design. Repeat Add files. 2 more Add table. We have this New Average Dividend Year State, New Dividend Expensive State. The next step is to join the files together. Join the files. This is done by mouse click and hold on code. Then drag the code to the next file. A black line will appear between the files. Continue drag code to another file. A line will appear showing between the files, indicating its joint. Drag the state to the field. Highlight a new dividend year state. Mouse click and hold. Drag it to the line between 2 files. Behind new dividend year. Then next, drag new average dividend year state to behind new average dividend year. Again, drag and drop new dividend expensive state to the empty field. New fields are displaced. When the drag and drop of states are done, the new fields are displaced by 1 field each. View the state combination. With a click from the design view or run, it will switch to this view. I can see the display in year, state, expensiveness state simultaneously as intended. As my interest is in buy or sell, The next step is to further screen out, filter, and separate these stocks to buy or sell. For my decision, stock management. Hold is to be on hold, not to buy, hang on to it. If I already purchased, it required no action. Report on state combined. Before I change the view, I make a report on this state combined. Report is created by the menu Create. Click on the Report menu button. This report is generated automatically from the query file. Stock new dividend year, new average dividend year, expensiveness. After I did its spacing adjustment, change page setup to horizontal paper, change font color, edit title to stock state combined, and save file name as stock state combined. Add a total count record to report. Open the report a second time. Add a total count record to the report. It gives an indication of how many number of stocks do I have that I am looking at. This is done by the click on the menu button, Summation Total. Highlight on Count Record. 9 records indicated on report. After I release my mouse click from the count records, I click on Property Sheet and go to the font size to change to 16. This gives a larger font to read on the report. After that, click on Save to File. Click on View to return to the normal view of the report. My final report of my report display all states. Buy, hold, sell. There are 9 stocks on display. Copy query file. This is done by building another query with the Query Wizard button. Click Simple Query Wizard. Click OK. This is to create another file to display the columns that are containing cell. Selected fields. Click on the double arrow button. Shall transfer all the fields from the file to the new file. Click Next and Next. Enter new file name as Stock State Combined Cell. Click Finish. Click the double arrow button. Transfer all the fields to the new file. Give a new name to query. Type in Stock State Combined Cell. Click Finish. Display State Cell. This is done by typing diagonally, cell, then enter. The software generates inverted comma cell on the criteria cell. Then next line after or type in cell, and again the next line under or cell in the query design. View state cell. Click on View or click Run shall return to this view, displaying the stocks that are in the state cell. This is the query view. Report on state cell. With Report Wizard button, the query file Stock State Combined Cell, it automatically generates this report. There are 4 stocks to sell. View on State Buy. With the same procedure as the above slides, I created another query file. I name it as stock stays combined by. In design view, type in diagonally along criteria inverted commas by, or by again, or by. Double-click the file icon to open. Click button View or click Run. I see this display. The stocks that have stays by. Report on stay by. With the Report Wizard button, the query file stock stays combined by, it automatically generates this report. There are 5 stocks to buy. Query answers buy whole sell. Up to this slide, I presented the process of using this software, access a database to successfully transfer from numerical results in year, in expensiveness percent, to words buy whole sell. My goal is to use a mathematical method, recursive average, to evaluate my stock and shares, and here I achieved it. Query answered my questions with buy whole sell. Decision parameters. To remember my summary in the computer, I built this file. Decision parameters. Query view, stock, buy, sold. I built another table file, stock, bought, sold, to store my portfolio, stocks that I bought and sold. Total capital is calculated by click on Summation Total at the button. Select Sum. Short write bought as BGHT. The gain or loss is a calculated data type in table. This field can only be created after the data entry. Design view. Stock, bought, sold. This is the design view. The gain or loss is done by right-click Data Type. Open the expression builder. Type in gain or loss. Double-click Capital Return. Type in minus. Double-click Capital. Format currency. Decimal places 0. If I have not sold the share, retain equal to 1. If the share is sold, retain equal to 0. Query stock portfolio. This is the query view and design view of my file, stock portfolio, where share remain equal to share bought minus share sold. Capital equal to capital times retain minus capital return. Purchased price recorded in transactions file. Capital is equal to new times share bought plus 115 pre-calculated. NW is the share price of the day. It was purchased at 115 is the transaction fee plus stamp duty for each deal. Query stock portfolio, new price, new value, gain or loss percent. This query file, I set new value equal to new times share retained minus 115. In the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, there is $105 transaction fee and stamp duties. minus 115 total shall cover each small deal if I sell the shares. Gain or loss is equal to new value minus capital. Gain-loss percent equal to gain-loss divided by capital minus 1. Report on gain or loss percent. This report on gain or loss in dollars and in percent. It was generated with the report wizard from the query file, stock portfolio, new price, new value, gain or loss percent. Table, price last bought. To remember the prices that I bought in the previous transaction, I built this table file. Whenever I bought a stock, I enter my price here, open the file and type in. Whenever I sold a stock, I enter my price the same as bought. I overwrite it each transaction, so I shall not buy or sell at the same price. Query price last bought versus new. With the table file, price last bought, I built this query and name it as price last bought vs new. Last price is compared to the new price. The gain or loss percent equal to bracket new divided by last bought minus 1. View query price last bought vs new. Compared to the last bought versus new, there is calculation for gain or loss percent. And this is for my reference price change since my previous transaction, buy or sold. Report on price last bought versus new. With the report wizard on the query file, price last bought versus new, the report is generated. Macro daily view. Up to this slide, I have presented enough data files, table, query, and report to do my stock and shares buy, hold, sell management with a macro. The macro function enables me to open a number of files in one double click. I want to open these 5 files in one go. Table, new price for me to update the price. Report, price last bought versus new. Report, stock portfolio, new value, gain loss percent. Report, stock state combined by. Report, stock state combined sell. When it is done, the whole macro instructions look like this. Right-click on the upper tab shall close the macro. Save the file name as daily view. Double-click on the file macros. Daily view shall open the 4 files as intended. My daily view. With a double click on the macro daily view, I see these 5 files. Table, new price. I update NW after looking from the internet on Microsoft Money. The other files are reports. I cannot change data entries on it. The refresh all button is to update the new to the other reports to get an update of a new price information and changes the year expensiveness accordingly. report price last bought versus new. A change of plus minus 7% in new price NW relative to my last bought or sold. It could be a 3-day change when the stock is changing fast. Plus minus 7% represent a 3-day reaction time to capture a better price or buy or to sell. If I already had a good price to buy, it could be harder for it to fall below the minus 7%. If it does fall below, it may be good to capture a lower price to collect dividend. Minus 7%, the stock is weak. Plus 7%, the stock is strong on the way up. This could give me a 3-day reaction time that I can buy another lot, 2,000 shares, to conserve my capital for that stock. The new lot could be my capital shield. If it falls below minus 7%, I sell the affecting lot first to conserve my capital. Daily view, stock portfolio, new price, new value, gain loss percent. Remember to refresh all. When the new price NW fall below my purchase price, I lost. Minus $600 is my sell point. There is transaction fee plus stamp duty. This minus 600 is actually minus 370, my loss. The report indicated all my stocks are at loss because I already sold those that had capital gain. Daily view, reports on stock stay combined buy, sell. Remember to click refresh all to update new data. These reports showed me 5 stocks to buy and 4 stocks to sell. The stocks that appear on both reports I can buy or sell. On these reports, I need to check their year and state are correct. Year below 10 is buy. Year above 20 is sell. Expensiveness greater than 25% is buy. Greater than 100% is sell. If incorrect, I need to go back to table file to change the states. Macro dividend review. Another macro I built is for my dividend review. This is done on the dividend announced month. This macro shall open 5 files simultaneously with a double click on the icon. Macro dividend review. Table stock dividend. When a stock has announced its dividends for this year during the dividend months, interim ISPC, final FSPC, I shall use this macro to update my average dividend by copying the existing new average dividend into average dividend to replace. Then enter the new dividends into the table stock dividend. New average dividend shall be calculated as new. Macro dividend review. This month, November, I shall be looking on the internet www.hkexnews dividend.com.hk for dividend announcement, date, and financial reports for code 738 and 328, etc. for updates. Macro Dividend Review. This is the file table stock event. Whenever I found at the announcement date or any alert message, I shall enter data here. When the event is over, I put a tick to indicate it is done. Data type is yes or no. Macro Dividend Review. This report, new price ex-date drop %, indicates the effect of the present dividend, new dividend. Ex-date is 2 days before the closing date for dividend registry. The affecting stock price will be minus the dividend on that market date due to its financial asset change upon payment. Certainly, any ex-date drop more than minus 7%, exceeding minus 10%, shall take longer time to recover to its price before the ex-date. Thanks to my book mentor for dividend strategies advised me so. This is good to note. Macro Dividend Review. Stock portfolio sum capital, new dividend income. This report indicates the present dividend, annual income, according to the number of shares I purchased. As long as I hold on to my stock until after the dividend closing date, I shall receive the dividend. As per this report, my dividend rate is 2,719 divided by 44,851 equal to 6%. Annual income equal to share times a new dividend minus 30. The bank charge for collection of dividend is $30. Query. New price ex-date. The ex-date price is calculated by this equation. Ex-date price colon new divided by 1 plus new dividend divided by new close bracket. Query. New price ex-date drop %. Drop % is calculated by this equation. Drop % colon ex-date price divided by new minus 1. With this query, the report is generated with Report Wizard in the Create menu. Stock Transactions 2012. Up to this slide, I have presented my stock and shares, buy, hold, sell management with Microsoft Access database as a tool. The following is my transaction record from 2012 after I read the books. It is all history already, yet it may be helpful to the knowledge seekers who are interested in stock and shares. In November 2012, I learned about controlling risk from the book Trade the Trader. I learned to cut loss. As I saw that I had 2 stocks, the price dropped way down to minus 45.51%. Another stock minus 14.63%. I sold them away and lost total minus 12,189, represented minus 17.44% of my capital. Year 2012, it was also the year that I could use the internet to do my stock and shares transactions. Through my bank, as a nominated representative, I opened a Stock Express account to do my trading. Before year 2012, I had to go to the bank counter to submit my buy-sell form. Transactions 2013. Year 2013, I was more active in cutting losses and taking capital gain profits at 3 or 4 times, multiple times of my dividends. Total loss was minus 217 at 70,096 divided by 70,313 minus 1 equal to 0.3% of my capital. I earned $4,186 from my dividends, a success in my dividend strategies. Dividend rate equal to 4,186 divided by 70,313 equal to 5.9%. Transactions 2014. In year 2014, I sold stocks that did not meet my dividend strategy. Their prices were high and my dividend income were low. That even at small capital gain, $97, I wanted my money back. I had 2 stocks that reached price double in 2013. I sold half my shares. That is, I had 4,000 shares. I sold 2,000 shares of my at recover cost of 4,000 shares. And then I keep the balance 2,000 shares in my portfolio. Recorded capital $1. As zero cost would cause a computation error, infinitive gain in the software. The idea of infinitive gain was to keep my stock for dividend forever and free from capital loss. Yet, I saw my dividend was not significant enough in the $100 compared to $10,000 profit, so I sold them out as I learned from my book Trade the Trader. Transactions 2015. I retired in mid-2015. This was the year I could do more buy, hold, sell transactions via the internet. Capital turnover was $128,553. Capital returned $140,814. Profit was $12,261. Capital gain 9.5%. It was because my capital was rotated. It went out, returned, and bought again. That appeared in the record as $128,553. My peak capital in any year was $68,000. Transactions 2016. This year, 2016, my capital loss was minus $95 at 0.4%. I earned dividend 1,547. Dividend rate was 1,547 divided by 22,506 equal to 6.8%. Transactions 2017. This year, 2017, I sold $42,720 worth of my stock and shares. Capital return was $33,542. Capital gain profit was $9,178 at 9178 divided by 33,542 equal to 27%. My dividend income was 2,562. Dividend rate was 2,562 divided by 33,542 equal to 7.6%. Thanks to my book mentors. Stock Journal 2017. Last, I wish to include my stock journal for 2017 for reference. When I need to take action, I note down the stock code, journal date, event, my action, and the result, gain or loss, to articulate on why did I buy or sell the stock, to look back on how my decisions worked for me. Thank you, my book, Trade the Trader. Conclusion. This completes my presentation. I wish this to be helpful to the knowledge seekers, helpful to those who are interested in stock and shares. I wish the computer science engineers and students to have an understanding of how I developed my stock and shares by wholesale management with the use of Microsoft Access database software as a decision-making tool. The use of recursive average in the computation of velocity price per dividend earning, velocity PE, new average dividend yield, and transfer the numerical results from year into words by wholesale by the query to answer the questions. It took me 1 week to synthesize my strategies into this software. The old data of transaction records were from my Excel files. I used it for years. Thank you, knowledge seekers. Thank you for my book mentors. Strategic Dividend Investor, Daniel Parrish. Thank you, Trade the Traders, Queen Tetro. Thank you, 平民股神教你不蚀本投技术，苏松平。Thank you, 神奇543神股发，谢神燕。Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Microsoft. Thank you, my daughter Annie. Thank you, my wife Doris. Thank you, my son Simon. Have a good day. Peace to the world.